Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗑𝗙 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is Shekhar as we talk about three important topics. Let's welcome Shekhar. Shekhar, namaskar and welcome to 𝗑𝗙 channel. How are you, sir?
Thank you, sir. Namaskar, namaskar. Sir, what's happening? Our politicians are good at this. Of course, not in South. Not in Tamil Nadu, but they can fight like cats and dogs. I don't want to use that expression. They can be very bitter. But, next moment, after the elections are over, in fact, Maharashtra has a tradition of politicians, whoever wins power, they ensure they take care of everybody. This was until your Fadnavis took over as CM, first time. Till then, there was that no matter who is there, there is a political class used to be very friendly with each other. Now, I am asking this particularly in the context of the President Trump and 𝗤𝗏𝗻𝗍𝗍, your newly elected mayor of New York. What has happened? Why both the leaders were all honey and to each other, so sweet, saying they are both New Yorkers, both are from the same borough, Queens, and they both want to make that take up the issue of affordability in New York. So to me, sir, interestingly, Shashi Tharoor has, given the Indian peg to it in the sense saying that this is the way it should be. You should fight till the elections and then work together for development. Now, who is he hinting at? Now, of late, he has been only sending messages to Rahul Gandhi. Is he telling Rahul Gandhi, look, you admired Mamdani, then why don't you follow him? Because from whatever accounts we have got of that meeting in the Oval Office, and Trump spared Mamdani from all those awkward moments he has, thrust upon other world leaders. We are told he was taken through a different door, and after that, there was all sweet exchanges. And then Trump saying that even conservatives would be surprised by how different Mamdani is. Has Mamdani given some agreement saying that he won't press on taxing the rich? If that is the constituency Trump is addressing in the company of Mamdani, sir, over to you. You have to tell us what's this all about.
Thank you so much, sir. If you will give me a couple of minutes, I want to set the scenario. Viewers, I have been talking about various things in the United States, financial topics. I don't know how many of you have been following. Yesterday, I released one called Shadow Banking Claims Its First Victim, which was a home company, Renovo Construction. This was financed by the biggest private hedge company, which is BlackRock. And BlackRock in March said that these people are 100%, that is, their value is 100 cents to a dollar, which means they are completely viable and so on and so forth. But this is a private company. There are no regulators looking into it. Come November, they say, nope, this company is going under. Chapter 7, bankruptcy. Such same story like what happens in India. You give money to the builder promises you moon, doesn't even take off from earth and completely crash lands, and your money that has been given is gone. That's exactly what has happened. That's the first domino. Second story that's come out is that there is an instance of what is called as circular financing. I'll explain this in a separate monologue later because I can't do this in 1 minute or 2 minutes. So what is emerging is that artificial intelligence is not what it is all made up to be. It's not giving the kind of revenues that it was expected to give, and therefore there's a major correction from that angle also. What does it all tell us? That reality is now staring us in the face. So one other distressing fact, 50% of American market consumption is happening because of the top 10% of its population, top 10%. The other 90% are really struggling from paycheck to paycheck. They're also not able to meet many of the loans that come. See, everybody buys a car on a loan, you know that. Everybody buys a house on a loan. There are other things that have come into play now. It's called buy now, pay later. Let's say your niece is getting married in Seattle and you want to go from San Francisco to go there and come back. Ticket is going to cost you $600. For the $600 ticket, there is a BNPL scheme for your credit card where you only pay $120 today, but you will pay 6 times every month, 120, 120, 120, 120. So $500 ticket becomes $720 at the end. But what happens is, in today's income, you can stretch that to do all these things. So what has happened is, the remaining 90% of the United States population is in a lot of pain. This is if you only had the American population to deal with. You have 20 million illegals on top of that, not really earning anything, completely dependent on the state for its food, housing, and what have you. And if you don't do that, they are out in the streets, they're creating mayhem and ruckus. Shekhar-ji, this is the reality today. So I think Trump has suddenly realized that, you know how they're saying that before the end of month of November, Ukraine war is going to stop. Trump has said nothing doing. Did you hear that, sir?
No, sir.
Yes, yes. I will also keep you informed on that. Viewers, most important thing, please like this video. There are so many things that are happening. Since the time my eyes opened in the morning, Shekhar-ji, I've been trying to research. And then once you said that, look at this Mamdani thing, friend at first sight, I said, okay, the reality is now facing everybody. New York has a huge illegal problem. And Mamdani wants to stop the billionaires from leaving Manhattan and going to Miami by putting an exit tax. Same thing Gavin Newsom wants to do in California, state of California. Any company that wants to leave, you have to pay an exit tax. So these are all unrealistic, sir. Businesses cannot afford these kinds of things. So basic thing is, look, either we can both fight each other to death, or we can be friends, try to see how best we can navigate through this crisis. Because this correction is overdue. Yesterday or day before yesterday, there was an emergency Fed meeting, Shekhar-ji, and they decided that they are going to cut the interest rates one more time before the end of the year. And based on that, there was a dead cat bounce on Friday, stock market. My point in saying all this is, US is facing, and they say you're on the brink of the abyss. You can either fall into the abyss or you can pull back. For US to pull back, there are lots of things that have to go right. And like I said, one line says it all. 10% of the US population is making up for 50% of the economic consumption. That tells you, if the 10% shrinks even a little bit, the whole edifice is going to start crumbling down. This is the backdrop under which these two met. I'm sure Mamdani knows the reality now. Trump knew it a few months ago. Also, Trump has been trying to keep people off balance by making all these outrageous statements. That's how I see it, Shekhar-ji. Because if you look at the end of the day, right, every deal he has completed with any country or any entity, right, at the end of the day, it is basically proper, sensible deal. Both sides feel like a win-win situation. For example, India is buying liquefied petroleum gas. 10% of its needs India is going to buy from America. But in order for America to give them a sweet deal, by the way, that's it. The pricing that they have got is very favorable, Shekhar-ji. US is bringing half the way across the world the liquefied petroleum gas to India's shores. The pricing is always ex-India shores. If you are closer to India, your overhead on transport is less. Simple thing, right?
Yes.
US is bringing it from the farthest point possible and giving the cheapest price.
Wow.
So India has got a great deal there. Come on now, go and pat the back of Narendra Modi and 𝗫𝗫𝗀𝗫𝗀 Goyal. These guys did an incredible job here. Sir, I am effusive in my appreciation of something good done. I think US needed that, because US is really hurting in terms of where is it going to sell energy. Venezuela has come on board. Guyana is coming on board. Both are supposed to have some of the largest deposits. So you see how this world is moving very, very fast right now. And stay tuned, viewers. I'm going to give you a lot of gyan around what is happening in the United States. You need to read all these things, and I also will start telling you how to brace yourself. Most of us are pretty good at saving money, but that might not be all that is needed. Over to you, sir.
Sir, is it because Trump has sensed that the mood of the voters in New York uh, have sent even a larger message for him. In the sense, sir, because Republicans were working on a strategy to show Mamdani as the real face of the Democrats, not just social Democrats, but the Democratic Party, which in order to hurt the Democratic more, saying that, and in fact, Trump called him a mad communist. Now,
Yes.
from that to suddenly say that he thinks he will do a great job for New York, such a big coming full circle. I mean, so like Trump, I would like to ask, what's the deal?
Good question, sir. The thing is, at the end of the day, right, reality strikes. By the way, have you been following this one fight between Trump and one congresswoman called Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG?
Yeah,
She has resigned her congresswoman post. She has resigned her post today because she said that I can't. So this is a problem for Trump because already there's a wafer-thin majority in Congress. And if it's one less Republican seat, now this is Atlanta, this is Georgia area, I'm sorry, Georgia state, where it's 50-50. Either one can win or lose. So basically, is MTG trying to throw the gauntlet to Trump and say, look, you are wrong about something and I'm going to prove it to you. She may lose because he is not going to endorse her for Republican candidate. So this is the thing, sir. So there is a re-election that's going to happen very, very soon, as a matter of fact. And we don't know if Trump is going to re-endorse her. See, I don't think he's going to endorse her. So they'll put another candidate. Then there will be a fight inside the Republican camp. But you have a 50-50 split in the population. What's going to happen, you think? Democrats are going to win. In the time between now and that re-election, the majority is now down to 3 seats. 3 seats. 3. So it's 422. You divide it and you get the math. Basically, there are 3 more Republicans than Democrats. 1 down now. 2 more Republicans than Democrats. Of these 2, one guy called 𝗟𝗡𝗅, sworn Trump enemy, won't do anything. So he'll always go against. So what is going to happen? They need the help of Democrats to pass even simple legislation in the Congress between now and the time this election decides who's going to be representing that particular district of Georgia. Big problem for Trump. So nobody thought that MTG would stand her ground or say that, I'm going to resign this. Resign is a big deal because I told you, right, the gap got narrowed.
Sir,
So
his decision to sign to release those mails, Epstein files. Probably Trump finally agreed, given the mood of some members of his own party, as well as, of course, the Democrats were pushing for it. And Trump hopes that, with the release of these files, he can turn table on some Democratic icons also, or some Democratic leaders. But how far is this also playing a role in where suddenly Trump wants to make new friends?
Shekharji, the way I see it is they're not going to release it right away. They still said it will take us up to 4 weeks to release all these unredacted files. My guess is some redaction will take place. Some will buy their peace by doing whatever it is that Trump wants them to do. So essentially, he has turned this disadvantage into an advantage. You want to do all these things, then you will do this. Watch for a flurry of decisions coming down the pipeline in the next few weeks, where most likely both sides will vote together. That will tell you that those who have a problematic past are going to play ball just for a small amount of time in the interests of America. I'm being sarcastic here, but that's exactly how politics works in the United States, Sree. And go ahead, sir.
So when Trump, came down heavily on India, imposed those tariffs, a lot of people in India were very, very upset that because many people here were more emotional about Trump, his victory, his win, thinking that It will be a new chapter in the relationship between the two countries and things like that. But then with this tariff coming in, which hit Indian industry very, very hard, people wondering that he is troubling us so much, which would be the turning point for him to stop. Then, there were a number of articles in Indian papers saying, well, you will have to wait for the full year till the congressional elections in next November. Then only, we will see that, because here we believe in karma theory, you create problems for others, so some trouble should come visiting you. So we were wondering, but uh, has it troubles for him, Trump comes sooner than we expected, and they are nearer than we thought?
Yes, absolutely spot on, sir. And not only that, the realization that America doesn't have the military heft that it used to have because of its dependence on China for the components suddenly has sobered them up. That's why they brought in all the generals and said, look, this is what you need to do, shape up. And there's going to be some money going to be spent on trying to rejuvenate military manufacturing in America itself. And also they have the other problem, Shekhar-ji, that F-35 costs millions and millions, plus it's a lot of maintenance cost. Yeah, it is stealthy enough. It is needed for many countries. At the same time, to maintain that, they need a lower cost base so that they can still eke out a profit and still be able to stay on the Malay side of the industry, all of them, whether it is Boeing, whether it is military aerospace components and contractors and things. For that, they need a partner who is reliable. And I can see up and down the horizon, so there's only one country that can be that partner, who can preserve their IP, that has the legal structure to make sure that things don't get pilfered, is India. There is nobody else. That's why I was screaming at the top of my lungs, saying that this H1B is a huge mistake. You're sending all the wrong signals. Sir, I am reminded of one song from Sholay. One day, Trump will sing, "Ye dosti hum nahi todenge." Another day, "Ye dushmani hum nahi chodenge." So it depends upon what the word that gets changed. Only one word gets changed. The song is the same. We shouldn't get emotional. This is the thing. Again, whether we are voting or whether we are deciding to say who's a good guy, who's not a good guy, right? Don't use emotion, use your head, wait for some time. I tell you, the kind of negotiations that India is doing vis-a-vis Middle East, because Saudi Arabia and Qatar and other LPG suppliers are going to lose out. The 10% has to come from somewhere, right? उनको भी थोड़ा धक्का मारना था. You go and make a deal, strategic mutual defense agreement deal that has consequences, dude. I'm talking about Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And look at what happened in the F-35 deal, sir. That's another funny thing. MBS comes to DC, royal treatment, red carpet treatment. Yes, we are giving you F-35s. The moment his flight takes off, there's a clarification. No, you're not getting the latest and greatest in F-35. Even though in that meeting, Trump said, you want the best, right? And MBS says, yes. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like, wow, comedy show.
So, sir, our, here in India, many people would not have noticed. They would have definitely noticed this change of, atmospherics concerning Mamdani and Trump. But what Shashi Tharoor did, he brought it more closer to home, saying, look, this is democracy. This is the way it should be. Your political rivals are not your enemies. So therefore, we should do good work. When the government does good work, we should praise it. This is the way it should be. Well, it was all clear that these days Shashi Tharoor either tweets in praise of Prime Minister Modi. He heard him deliver the Ramnath Goenka lecture and said, great speech by the Prime Minister. The other one is this one, saying that, look, this is the way it should be. So people are wondering, Tharoor is really, playing very dangerously by his tweets. So what is he expecting? Is he expecting Rahul to strike him? Well, nothing is going to happen before the Kerala elections. That will be a different subject. But definitely, for us it is Trump, Mamdani and Tharoor. Pati Patri or oh, it has become like that. So that's the thing, sir. And the next thing we are taking up is what has happened in Bihar. Bihar is, we saw those the huge mandate for NDA, which has shocked the hell out of the opposition. And the Congress, as we have discussed several times in your show, that Congress has done badly, like everyone expected. And Rahul Gandhi's bid to rake up this issue of vote chori and accusing Election Commission of India stealing votes, that did not cut ice with the people. And finally, Tejasvi Yadav, as an opposition chief minister face, could not match the trust that people of Bihar had on Nitish Kumar. So Nitish Kumar took oath for the 10th time, and soon after that, portfolios were announced. And big surprise there. For the first time, Nitish Kumar will not handle the Home Department. In other words, he will not be the Home Minister of Bihar, and rather he has given that portfolio to the BJP, and BJP has given that portfolio to Samrat Chaudhary, who is a deputy CM, and Samrat Chaudhary, like Nitish Kumar, is a Kurmi. And since BJP emerges the single largest party with winning 89 of the 243 seats in Bihar, this is very significant, because even in one occasion when briefly had given Jiten Ram Maji had become CM, but that was a brief time, but he has never parted with Home. In all the states, sir, the chief minister invariably handles Home and general establishment. It is always with the chief minister. But this time, what we are seeing is not only that, BJP has negotiated with Nitish Kumar and sought all those portfolios which are going to make a mark, because by seeking law and order, obviously there has been a lot of talk that in the last couple of years, that law and order in Bihar is not what it used to be. Not what it used to be in Lalu's period, which was Jungle Raj, but subsequently, whatever improvements they have made, they have reached a plateau, and that things are again, crime is again going up. There are again issues of security for the people. So we find now the Home portfolio is with the BJP. Now, apart from that, there are other interesting things, sir. Of course, since BJP has got the Home portfolio, the finance portfolio has gone to the JDU. And Nitish has appointed is one of his closest person, that is Bijendra Prasad Yadav, has become the new finance minister. Earlier, it was Samrat Chaudhary. So, and other things, sir, other portfolios, which the BJP is fully focused is, they had health previously, they have health, agriculture, revenue, and land, mines, and industry portfolio was again is back with BJP. So one can see that BJP is very keen. You can see a pattern in this, that since 4 years from hence, you're going to face the Lok Sabha elections in 2029. They want to take charge themselves. Of course, Nitish will be there at the helm, but in terms of areas where they want to bring more visible improvement. This is the challenge that the Prime Minister set for the Bihar ministers. That and the BJP has managed 14 ministers, including the deputy CM. Now, on the other hand, Nitish has not filled all the portfolios. Bihar can have up to 36 ministers. Only 26 ministers were sworn in. So 10 ministers, many of them from JDU. JDU got just only 8 ministers were sworn in from JDU side, from Janata Dal unit. So there is a scope for more inductions which are going to happen later. So Nitish Kumar will perhaps further do a rejig. Of course, the portfolio is given to BJP. I don't see any big change. But I think both JDU and BJP realize that this time, the performance has to really perk up, because they have to get out of that plateau which they had hit earlier. Of course, because of the alternatives that were present before the people, a large section of voters thought it is better to stay with Nitish Kumar. But then politics is such, sir, in 6 months things can change. People can, when you get such a huge mandate, the expectations are high, so therefore they want to see results. So obviously, the Prime Minister and Home Minister, they have conveyed it to the BJP leaders in Bihar, better perform. Otherwise, this is going to be a crucial period. Now, between now and the parliamentary election, in between, you're going to see census, you're going to see, uh, you will have what is called the exercise to increase the number of seats in parliament, then women reservation. So there are so many things on the pipeline. So they have to work hard. So that's a big message coming. And other thing I saw, wanted to point out, Nitish Kumar has, brought back almost all his ministers he had in the previous government. Whereas BJP has gone for a mixture of young faces as well as some experienced people, which means a lot of fresh faces are ministers now. Because obviously, what the BJP leadership felt was the need for more energy in the government. Well, the opposition has been vanquished. It will be difficult for 𝗤𝗏𝗼 Yadav, at least for some time to, to pick up the threads and then again, emerge, because in the last 5 years and now it is he has been struck very badly, and also all the family troubles are coming out. You have seen how his own sister Rohini Acharya has accused his close aides of how they are interfering with everything, and how their manner of functioning, the distribution of ticket, all created this problem. So this is a very, very interesting thing, sir.
Shekhar, one question, sir. I think Rohini Acharya is the person who donated her kidney to Lalu, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
So it makes it very sad, my opinion, for the father, that this kind of thing has happened because his son isn't really, he's lashing out. He has lost, it looks like he lashed out at his sisters. I don't know. I'm just trying to connect the dots, Shekhar. What it is?
Sir. The available accounts is that he was physically violent with her.
Never.
Terrible thing to happen.
𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗪
And that is why the JDU leaders and BJP leaders were saying, let her come out and file a complaint.
Yeah.
Let her file a police complaint, and then this government would act. Because, and it's very sad, somebody who has, sir, she had contested and lost in the Lok Sabha elections. Now, obviously, the loyalists of 𝗤𝗏𝗼 saw a threat in Rohini Acharya. Meesa Bharati, the elder daughter, who is also one of the co-accused in many of the cases that are pending against Lalu and 𝗤𝗏𝗼, pertaining to the period when Lalu was the railway minister, and all those allegations of which are under investigation by CBI, particularly relating to land for jobs.
Yes.
How lands were pooled, then with the promise that they would get railway jobs. In that, 𝗤𝗏𝗼 is also an accused, Lalu is also an accused. Even Meesa Bharati is facing investigation. So Meesa Bharati is with the eldest daughter. She is Meesa Bharati because Lalu named her after that MISA, the Maintenance of Internal Security Act.
Internal Security Act.
Yeah, draconian
Emergency,
law, which Indira Gandhi had enacted and put a lot of opposition leaders into jail. Now, so therefore, the exit of Rohini Acharya from the Lalu's home, and she almost made it very clear that her parents were prisoners and they were not able to assert themselves. And now other things, sir, we saw the other drama that happened. We were focused on the government formation. Now it was made out as if 𝗤𝗏𝗼 is accepted responsibility for the party's rout in this election. But then, and he didn't want to take up even the job of leader of the opposition. But it seems Lalu intervened and said, no, you have to go forward. And then it all looked like a contrived drama. And 𝗤𝗏𝗼 said, since my father has asked me to take, I have taken charge and I'll be the leader of the opposition in the state assembly. But the big story is, I think, sir, that all this hype that was built up, that 𝗤𝗏𝗼 is going to pose a big threat to Nitish Kumar, that did not actually play out. The fact that this combination of Nitish Kumar and Modi, that that really, saw that people reposed their faith in the NDA alliance, and also the way NDA alliance turned out to be a social alliance, and rather than just a plain political alliance. I mean, this is a pattern. One cannot say that this can be repeated in other states, but largely, sir, in whether it is Uttar Pradesh or even in of course, Bihar, we have seen that these political alliances are also social alliances, where every party in the political alliance is bringing um, some social numbers in terms of supporters and voters. And Congress did not bring any addition here, because whatever Congress base entirely depended on the RJD base. Since RJD and wherever Congress is depended on another party in the alliance or the main party in the alliance and was piggy riding, so when the main player collapses, automatically Congress collapses, because Congress doesn't bring anything anywhere to any alliance. Now that brings us to Tamil Nadu, sir. Before that, Share, you may like to add something.
Sir, one important takeaway here that Modi has realized is that, see, it used to be that, you have to have a necessary condition is that you perform during your 5-year period. A sufficient condition is when you can come up with that one topic that you 𝗦𝗲𝗿𝗘𝗦, you platform, you run the thing on a particular thing. That makes the difference for winning. But I think the way this is going now, sir, performance is more important to prove that your promises are going to be delivered. And that's why BJP did not say that we are going to give you government job. They said we are going to make you entrepreneurs. Big difference, sir.
Yes.
We're going to help you become your own boss. It rings better when somebody has been like, I have a government job, but they also know the reality of government job. This guy stole land from people and in exchange for promises for railway jobs, and that did not happen. So people have lost their lands. And I don't know if there's going to be a court that's going to snatch it back from the Lalu family and give it back to the poor guys. By the time all that happens, the grandson might be able to get it, not the grandfather who lost the money land in the first place. So this is something India is also going through some kind of churn here, because 10 years is a long time to also realize when somebody says that we will give you a certain benefit or she will give you a certain benefit, it is for good. It's not going to be removed. That's one thing that I have concerned, that 80 crore are getting still rations. The only thing I think the Modi government did was to bring the number of kilos down by, I think, 50%. But it's still there. You're still getting free rations for some of the.
That was because that quantity was never consumed by an average family. It was sold in the market.
Okay.
So that is why they decided, and opposition tried to make a big issue out of it initially, but then they realized, because that is, so if you give a family 5 kilograms, that's just about what they need. 10 kilograms is a lot of rice. So therefore that changed the whole thing. Now, this particular Bihar thing, I said, sir, when you talk of delivery, it has to be the last mile delivery.
Yes.
The fact, and people are trying to oversimplify the results. They're saying, no, just because Nitish Kumar had announced 10,000 rupees per month for the women voters under the Mukhyamantri Mahila Yojana, that is why JDU won. But that's not a very, very, I would say that's an easy analysis, because over a period of time he has changed the lives of women. Over a period of time he has introduced so many schemes that had really made women lives much better. So when the 10,000 thing came, it was over and above what had already been implemented, whether it is bicycle yojana, which was started 20 years ago, or all these schemes, because they have had impact on the ground, they were more willing to believe. They were more willing to believe what Nitish promised. So that is also important. You have to have a track record of delivery for people to believe if you promise something further. This is where the Congress is failing. This is where the opposition is failing. Because You can promise the moon. We have seen in Karnataka. Karnataka election, it was left to Priyanka Gandhi to announce those 5 promises. And today, Karnataka is not struggling with the political turmoil over whether Siddaramaiah will complete his term or DKs will take over. That's another story. We will talk about it because we could have discussed this, but then I thought we will leave it for some more things to happen.
Yeah.
The situation is Siddaramaiah doesn't want to leave. I mean, the whole discourse now, the narrative is about not how the Congress has, because Congress has completed 2.5 years in power. In Karnataka, the talk is not about how the government has performed, which are the areas it has done well, and which are the promises are still hanging in the air. It's all about Siddaramaiah says, I will present my next budget, I'll complete term. And DK Shivakumar is obviously very, very upset. And he says, look, if Siddaramaiah wants to complete his term, it is for High Command to decide. I have nothing to say. I wish him well. So Siddaramaiah is DK is adopting a different strategy. But his MLAs, they all have landed up in Delhi. And they are trying to meet Rahul Gandhi and Kharge. And to which, when this question was posed to DK Shivakumar says, Shivakumar, sir, one thing about Shivakumar, or even with Siddaramaiah, they don't mince words. They say exactly what they think and they want to say. Shivakumar plainly said, Chief Minister has promised an expansion. He has promised to induct some new ministers and send out some old ministers. And these MLAs want to go to Delhi and show their face so that they get an opportunity to become ministers. Which basically, one word for this is lobbying for birth.
Yes.
That's what DK is saying. So, this is the story there. So, the point that what the Bihar lesson, the message that gives, I think that is a message also Prime Minister Modi conveyed when he gave that victory speech from the BJP headquarters on the day of the results on November 14th. He said the same thing. He said there is a message in what the Bihar says, a message even Stalin read. Sir, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Stalin, who went all the way to Bihar to participate in the yatra of Rahul Gandhi and Tejasvi, after the results, he is congratulating Nitish Kumar. And he said, this proves you have delivered on the ground. Are Baba, you went there to, I don't know what support Stalin could have mopped up for Tejasvi in Bihar. There are not so many DMK supporters in Bihar. But nevertheless, he went there. And after the results have come, it is Stalin congratulating. Of course, some DMK leaders try to tell me, no, this is only a customary greetings. It was not customary. He said, your victory proves that a government that delivers is always given, comes back to power. People repose faith. In a sense, to say, my government has also done a lot for the poor, and I am going to come back in 2026 assembly elections. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. And since we have been talking about DMK, the new development, see, I did not see what Udayanidhi Stalin said. It's supposed to have said something controversial in the last couple of days, sir. Maybe you can set right that also. Because now it is the son-in-law, the man who actually gets everything done behind the scenes in DMK, Sabarisan, who is meeting with Rahul Gandhi. And I don't know who wants to disconnect. If Congress wants to disconnect from DMK, so they just got a drubbing in Bihar. What makes them think that they can disconnect from here and connect themselves to TVK and they can come to power, sir? That could also be a wrong math. My opinion, sir. Over to you.
Sir, what has happened in the Congress in Tamil Nadu is there are 3 groups in there are several factions. But right now on the issue of alliance with DMK, there are 3 groups. 3 line of thinking and each group is trying to outsmart the other. There is one group that says, look, over a period of time, number of seats has been going down for us. For instance, in 2006, Congress had got 48 seats to contest. And in 2011, it came down to 41. In 2021 assembly election, Congress got 25 to contest. And today Congress has 17 MLAs. Now, this time, and their Congress has been claiming they have got 4.5% votes in Tamil Nadu. So therefore, the seat should be proportionate to the kind of numbers they bring in terms of popular votes for the DMK alliance. Now, three factions, I said. One group wants Congress, to accept whatever DMK offers, not to make paga or not to take paga. Are jo bhi there le lo, because we haven't done anything well organizationally. This is one group. This is led by the TNCC president 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏, who is very close to Stalin.
Who himself is an import.
And he has got several contracts from Corporation of Madras. So, I mean, Chennai Corporation. So, he is, he plays the DMK tune in the Congress. Now, the second group, which includes a lot of people who feel that, look, this 25 seats will not do for us, because we are also going to face anti-incumbency because of DMK rule. Therefore, we should bargain for 40 to 50 seats. And we should also insist on power sharing, insist on a coalition government. Now, this is a red rag for DMK. There is a third group which has been openly advocating, and that includes leaders like Manikam Thakur, and they have the ear of 𝗟𝗙𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, who is the Congress General Secretary in Delhi, which is, we have to get out of this alliance and we have to back Vijay. And few days ago, former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram's son, 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗙 Chidambaram, made a disclosure. He said Rahul Gandhi and Vijay have spoken at least half a dozen times. And he went and said there was even a proposal that actor Vijay should join the Congress as one of the general secretaries. That is before he full-fledgedly launched his party. Now, all this is irritating DMK and is also creating apprehensions. Because soon after the Bihar results, Congress, the reports that came from quoting Congress sources in various media outlets was that Congress assessment of Bihar is, of course, the vote chori part is there, that their votes were stolen, God knows by whom. Number two, second thing is that we made a mistake in projecting 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 as a CM candidate. So we should go it alone. And in Tamil Nadu, we should not suffer the same way. And Rahul Gandhi and Vijay have been in contact, which also goes to show forces that back Congress at an all India level, the same forces are behind Vijay also. I think our readers will, our viewers will understand. They want these two people to come together. But the other thing is, so Stalin finally thought, with all these reports coming, 5 or 6 times they have spoken, and with all this talk of, Congress continues to explore the possibility of an alliance with 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 of actor Vijay, saw Stalin dispatching his own son-in-law, 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, to Delhi. And yes, he was here just a couple of days ago. He met Rahul Gandhi, he met Kharge, he met other Congress functionaries. And it seems he has come, the Stalin sent him with a proposal. Look, you are having 17 seats, but our survey shows Congress is not organizationally fit to contest more than 15 seats. And win all those seats you contest, instead of aspiring for a huge number to contest and losing many of them to ADMK, BJP alliance. Now, this, I don't know whether what we are hearing about 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, fixing a number, conveying to Rahul Gandhi 15 number. Now, soon after Bihar elections, as I was mentioning, the stories came was the Congress leadership, Rahul Gandhi has decided that we should go it alone at a national level and even state level. So that, which means practically the story of an India alliance is over. We are suffering because of them. Whereas the other parties think that we are suffering because of Congress. So given that scenario, sir, and in between what has happened, Rahul Gandhi has been looking for new converts to his vote chori theory. So he had apparently sent one of his very close aide to Vijay to convey to him to this is how the votes are stolen. So you come out in openly support of us, because Vijay has been talking about this vote chori. But in a manner in which he speaks, it is apparent that Vijay has not even understood the allegations made by Rahul. Because if you really understand and analyze what Rahul has said, you will start wondering, you start thinking like what Obama thought of Rahul Gandhi, and which he mentioned in his book, in his biography. So, here is a scenario where DMK wants to make it pakka. So today, sir, the announcement that they have formally set up a committee. Now, Congress has set up a committee. Now, this announcement has not come from Delhi, but it has come from TNCC, and it is signed by 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗏𝗏𝗏, who is also head of that committee. And it says it has got Girish Chondankar, who is the AICC in charge for Tamil Nadu, and 𝗟𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is there, and Rajesh Kumar, who is the Congress CLP leader in the State Assembly, he is there. And apart from that, there are two people from Karnataka who are Rahul's people. One is Nivedit Alwa and other is Swaraj Hegde. These are those young people who are assisting Rahul with all kind of data crunching and all that. Now, one thing is clear, sir, Stalin wanted clarity from Rahul Gandhi. Are you with us or are you not with us? You better, sir, tell us now. Of course, in response to this, with us or with, you're not with us, that is why now they are going for a committee. Now, this committee, the announcement that has come from TNCC says, this will explore the possibility of alliances. It doesn't say it will explore the possibility of DMK alliance. Now, after these names of this committee was published this evening, Chidambaram has come out with a statement saying, oh, this is great. We are again, this has settled uncertainty concerning our alliance. But the official announcement doesn't say that it is to do with the DMK. But media outlets which are very friendly to DMK and Congress say, no, this is the final picture. There is no change. They are going to stick together. Now, so as I said, these three factions and how they are going to decide. And right now, the biggest problem for the Congress is Karnataka. And Mallikarjun Kharge, the national president of Congress, sir, he is not bothered about Tamil Nadu and all that. The state's going to election. Because a lot of these MLAs who are upset with, I'm still again bringing Karnataka back to show the kind of problem that Congress is facing. One is the alliance issue in Tamil Nadu. Now, Kharge has his own game because he finds, look, why not? Because he is not much interested in the role he is playing now as national president of the party or the leader of the opposition in the Rajya Sabha. He would rather like that if you have to remove Siddaramaiah, why not make me CM? My son can also wait, Priyank Kharge. So all these individual ambitions, individual plans, these are all at work. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. As the world turns, as they say, we have to wait and see how this plays out. My gut feeling is that if TN, BJP and ADMK can have an effective messaging, and ADMK has the numbers, it has the reach at the ground level. Last mile connect ADMK has. BJP needs to harness that, at the same time identify its pockets of strength and put up good candidates there, and they can reap a very good harvest. And I think ADMK realizes that this is a now or never for them. EPS is not Jayalalitha. He needs to show something that he could pull off. Losing a match is easy, sir. Winning is not so easy.
True, very true.
So let's take some questions now. I'm saying it fully conscious of what happened in 2024 Lok Sabha elections. Those of you who understand what I'm saying will know. Let's go to the questions. First question from Dharani Rohit. It's a shocker to know that jihadi universities like Al-Falah and many more have terror links. What will the move of GOI and NSA to tackle the extremism?
Well, they have already ordered a forensic audit of this particular university, and along with all these institutions that came up during, or rather, were given permission during the UPA second term, that is between 2009 and 2014. So, what is now coming is that a lot of gaplas are coming out now, and the whole thing, this whole thing that professionals won't be involved. It has to do with poverty, unemployment among the youth of this particular religious denomination. All those theories that are often floated, they are falling flat, because here you had doctors. And this one particular university, and it's a university with hospital, and these people belong to Indore. The owners of this hospital, Siddiquis, they belong to Indore, and already they had a problem, where they were running a kind of a finance company, a chit fund company, where a lot of people had invested and they had gone bust. Then they started this, and funds were coming from some sources in Dubai. Now all that has come under scanner, and it has been very disturbing to realize that you do not know when the threat will come from which side. You do not know who is working on a what plot or what scheme to strike at some time in the future, maybe in the near future. Otherwise, can you believe that 3,000 kilograms of that explosive material, ammonium nitrate, and how they were found, and one doctor after another doctor, they came under the net. Now, this is the thing, and therefore, the orders that have been given by the Home Minister as well as by the Prime Minister is get to the bottom of it and bust all the modules involved. These are not just people belonging to one university or to one institution. Many more could be involved. Obviously, some planning was going on, some scheming has been going on, and to see that, to strike at a time when it will come the maximum damage. This Red Fort episode is actually, it's so many people have lost life. 13 people have lost life. One doesn't feel like saying this was some kind of a silver lining, but definitely it helped expose this particular conspiracy that was going on. Sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Let's go to the next question. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaste, how much of the friendship Trump showed Mamdani will convert to support or acceptance? Trump and Modi ji are pretty close friends. That didn't stop tariffs and Trump support to Pakistan.
Sir, I think the question is to you, because how long will this friendship will last?
Yes. So that's Magnet ji. I think Mamdani somehow has gotten elected, but I don't think he can come through with all his promises. United States is still a capitalist country. It needs to know that anything that they do has legs and stand on its own. Rather, socialism is not going to work in the United States. And we have to always remember that one classic statement that Margaret Thatcher said: socialism works until you run out of other people's money. In order for Mamdani to implement all the schemes that he has in mind, free bus rides and all that, he needs the billionaires of New York to stay. And for that to happen, he needs to clean out a lot of illegal settlements that have come up. You see, who voted for him? The people who are, deemed illegal, because New York relaxed its laws to allow voting for even non-citizens. That itself is illegal.
Yeah.
So you have a problem there. Mamdani has gotten himself elected, but it's just a name, and behind Soros will probably again move the levers, but they don't have much room. I am still hopeful that Trump will get Soros on RICO, racketeering, something. R is in RICO. R is racketeering. The reason I'm saying that, sir, is because if you looked at the illegals that came in from the period of from during the Biden administration, right, they were taken care of every step of the way. Once they crossed that one hazardous crossing into Northern America, Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act. He's hoping to catch Soros in this.
Okay.
Because it is very difficult for people to understand how is it that, these guys get immediate bus services, shelter, clothing, food, everything. Not only that, sir, everybody who crossed over into United States was just wearing a backpack. They were told that you can collect your bag in this place. How is it possible, sir? You are coming illegally.
Baggage. This is the new version of baggage claim.
Exactly. People are not thinking through all these things that has been happening. That's why Rico's got legs. Whether he does it or not is a different question. But Mamdani also will realize that he's only 34. If he wants to be a long-term player in politics, he cannot become president. Let me tell you that. He can become a senator. He can become a congressman. He needs to, understand, wake up and smell the coffee. Next question, please. Kalyan wants to know, importing soya bean and corn is hugely beneficial to dairy, poultry and livestock farmers, paving way for BTA, trade agreement, I think, and reduction of tariffs. Don't you think time has come to take bold steps?
Well, sir, when it comes to, agriculture products and producers, we are still, in a stage where we have to protect our farmers. Because the American farmers enjoy a lot of subsidy, and therefore it's not easy to open our floodgates. So therefore, the government view is we cannot open up on certain areas, and whereas we are willing to do more business with you by buying more of your oil and all that, but do not force us to sacrifice the interest of the farmers. That's the bottom line, and they have made it very clear. Prime Minister Modi himself has said it publicly that we will not able to compromise on what interests of our farmers, which means certain products cannot be part of the deal.
Next question, please. I think that's all we have. Thank you so much, sir. It was a very wonderful session, in my opinion. Viewers, we wish we had more people watching this. I can't. Today was a huge swing, Shekharji. Usually the swing isn't this big. 150, 200 viewers are coming and then they were going, coming and then they were going. Something is going on. I don't know what exactly it was, but I thought it was a very fruitful session. This is politics. You can fight tooth and nail at election time, but you have to come together and get things done afterwards. So let's hope and pray for good things for the New Yorkers. They have suffered a lot. Not that billionaires can suffer a lot, but some things did go wrong pretty badly during the COVID time. Thank you so much, sir, again, and looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Namaskar.
Namaskar. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.